Hey, this is Monica from IOTA coming to you with another SMTP relay service setup in our series. This is video 3. If you guys haven't checked out videos 1 and 2, of course, I'll go ahead and link them up here if you guys want to check them out after the video. If you have a different setup, then maybe you Gmail. However, if you guys are new to my channel, I release new tech videos weekly on a weekly basis. Right now, I'm in a Jenkins series, and I'll be slowly working towards that because I am doing tutorials on DevOps practices and CI/CD concepts. So if you guys are interested in being notified when those do come out, go ahead and click subscribe and hit that notification bell so whenever I do release a new video, you'll be notified and you can check it out and let me know if it sucks or not. So here we go. I do want to talk a little bit about the differences between G Suite relay and the Gmail relay, SMTP relays, because they are a little different. So we're going to go over those real quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull up a slide of the pros and cons of which one you should be using and which one you should not be using, depending on your situation. Everyone's different. It does not matter essentially what I say. This is just my opinion, and this is what I have found personally. So hang tight. Let's go ahead and discuss a few pros and cons here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just start with the G Suite relay stats here. So you have a relay limit of 10,000 messages per day. For what we want to do with it in Jenkins, that's just fine. That's more than fine, actually. So we'll go to the auth, static IP address, or a valid G Suite user sign-in. So you'll have to have like your username and password for your account. And then they emphasize that it's the most secure option. Whether or not that's like, I don't know, kind of just like one of those like selling points when they're trying to hit up bigger organizations rather than smaller ones. I'm not sure. Both have SSL, both have the secure ports. I'm thinking that it's kind of more for a larger company who is worried more just about having the more secure option for their data. We'll move on next to the Gmail relay, limit of 2,000 messages per day, more than what would necessary for what we need. Gmail or G Suite email address. And then I just put it over here because most free option. I mean, you don't need to have an account for G Suite. You don't need anything like that. G Suite does have a 14-day trial, but you have to have a domain name to register and all that stuff. It's just a lot easier if you have a Gmail account, which most of us do, to just use the Gmail relay. And all this information I was able to gather from the support Google Docs. So I put that URL in the bottom there so you guys can find it to double check my stats if you really need to. So moving forward with this, we're going to go ahead and do the Gmail relay setup in my Jenkins Docker container just to give you kind of an overview.
It's showtime.
Okay, so here we are on the Jenkins container that I have going. We're going to go first into Manage Jenkins, Configure System. Don't worry about that right now. In this tutorial, it's nothing to worry about. Sysadmin email address, I just have my personal email address here. And we're going to scroll all the way to down here, email notification. Now we do have the extended email notification up here, but it's much easier to test here first with everything. So let's go ahead and fill out this information. Oops. Gmail.com. Don't need to worry about that. Use SMTP authentication. So username will be my email address. I'm going to use SSL port 465. And we're just going to add a no reply at gmail.com because we're not expecting anyone to reply to these emails. So let's go ahead and test this out. Okay guys, so this is a big gotcha here. When you see a warning like this, application specific password required, it's because on your Google account you have two-factor authentication enabled. So what we need to go ahead and do, if you run into something like this, you'll go into your Google account. So you'll go under, when you reach your Google account, you'll go under security. You'll go down here and says signing in to Google. You'll select this app passwords. You'll go ahead and re-enter your normal password. There we go. Okay, so we'll go ahead and just mail, select device. I'm just using this for my computer. Click generate. Okay, and so for this, it says how to use it. It'll tell you how to use it with all this information here. Since I'm just going ahead and just doing this for a one-time thing, I'm not going to go through this whole process, but you certainly can. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this, click done, go back to my Jenkins, replace it with the generated password that we just did. And bam. All right, email was successfully sent. So let's go ahead and double check that I did receive that successfully. All right, this is test email number 9 sent from Jenkins. So okay, it does work, and that's great. Sometimes you may have to check your spam. Sometimes they do go in there the first couple times around that I've done this, but now obviously that's not a big deal. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is move basically all this information up to the extended email notification. So let's just start here. Not going to worry about that. Advanced. Use SMTP auth. What your Google email address is. I'll go ahead and pick up that generated password. Oops. Right here. Use SSL 465. Reply to, yeah, we're going to just do the no reply. And this could get way more, like you can obviously like have a lot more control over this. So you can go ahead and create your own default build subject. Now this is just the default. We're not going to worry about this. We're going to do all that in our job coming up here. So don't worry about that. We'll just go ahead and save this. Okay, and it takes us back to the dashboard location. So I created this Gmail email notification example job, and this is where the other two are. If you're interested in the AWS or the Azure SendGrid tutorials, I do have those linked. I'll go ahead and link them above here for you if you're interested. Okay, so let's go ahead and go in our job. Let's go ahead and click configure. I usually like to always select the delete workspace before build starts. That way I start out with a clean workspace every time. This is a simple script that I'm using, and basically that's just going to generate a false kind of dummy report for us because I want to show you guys how to add an attachment as their editable email notification. So project from, we could say Gmail. You can put the name of the job if you want. Notification job. So default recipient list. This will go back to the configuration if you don't want to put anything in there. Let's just go ahead and do this. And if you want to add more than one person, you just do the semicolon and then add another one, just like that. So we're just going to keep one though. reply to list. I'm going to move this and just enter a no reply at gmail.com. Now, some of this could be like the default. I probably didn't need to worry about that, but I like to add these specifically to a job anyway. Oops. So default, you don't need to really worry about this content type. I just say the default content. Subject. You could put something like job results. Please see attached document below for report. So, and then for the attachment, you have to use the ANT syntax. So how I usually do it is there's like the text report file that we're generating up here in our script. I'll literally make sure that script or whatever report I'm using is like in the workspace. So it just basically lives at the first level of the workspace. And then every time it gets cleared, the workspace will, of course, clear everything out. So if you do want to do backups, I usually move reports to a different server anyway, or a different location on the Jenkins server. So, okay, so that's like what the syntax will look like with the wildcards, and that's the report it's going to look like. Let's go ahead and just say compress and attach build log. Why not? And then we'll go down here to advanced settings. So this is where you'll want to make sure you come down to the triggers area. So for a trigger on success, we're going to go ahead and not do developers. We're going to go ahead and send to add recipient list, which is the emails that we put up above instead. And we'll go down here. Oh, wait, no, that's it. Oh, yeah, it doesn't like the white space. Huh, interesting. Okay, let's try it again. There we go. Okay, cool. Email was triggered for success, sending, compressing build log, sending email to my Gmail account. It says success, that's good, blue icon.
How bad are you saying?
It's pretty bad.
I don't know what that means.
It means the demo is more than likely going to crash.
Okay, guys, sorry about that. This took me forever to figure out. So we had an issue. After I did run the job, you could see like I would get these things like saying success, that email sent, and I would wait, and I waited, and I waited, and I never got anything. And I went to look at the Jenkins logs inside there. I didn't see anything. I was stumped. I couldn't figure out why I couldn't see like any of the emails that were coming through, and I didn't have anything to troubleshoot off of. So the next best thing, I was like, okay, it's got to be something with the Gmail account when sending the email notification. So I went to the Gmail account, had to look some stuff up online. What did I ended up doing? I went ahead and turned my two-step verification off. And then I went ahead and turned this less secure app access on. And I had this off originally, but I did have to turn this on in order for this to work with Gmail. So finally, after I turned that on and made some adjustments, I was able to see the email in my inbox right here. So we'll go ahead and click that. So here, if like you open it up, there's like the report, and this is the text file, but you could literally pretty much have anything. This here's the build log. So we're not going to worry about that. But anyway, this is an example of the Jenkins jobs output here with attachments provided as well. So this is kind of a gotcha. This is actually very much a gotcha. I don't this was a lot more troubleshooting work than any of the other jobs. Like the Azure SendGrid and the AWS SES, these were so much easier to set up for what I remember than this one. But anyway, I hope that's helpful. I hope if you guys are setting up with Gmail, you're going to have to do a few extra things than just like how you would set up these two, which are mentioned in my previous videos. So. All right, thanks for watching this tutorial and setup. I hope you learned something from it. If you guys still have some more questions, please feel free to contact me below in the comments. I answer very quickly, typically within the first 24 hours, and I monitor pretty much on a daily basis. So in the meantime, go ahead, remember to click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys soon. Have a good day, and take care of yourselves.
I am surrounded. It's official.